What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rants, no hate. So, what I'm talking about today, what does Tyson Fury have to do to beat Deontay Wilder? What does Wilder have to do to beat Tyson Fury? Now, starting with Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury needs to do what he did the second time, which is come forward, take any momentum away from Deontay Wilder. The only time he needs to backpedal is if he just want to give him a different look, break Deontay's momentum when he's trying to come in and throw shots. But he needs to do the same thing. Now, he shouldn't be as careless as he was, because there was times in the second fight where he was completely careless, okay? And what he was doing, but he was careless because Deontay wasn't giving him anything to worry about. Like, for example, when he was coming in with his jab, he's just reaching. He was reaching. And there's times when you watch the fight again, his right hand was down. Now, don't get it twisted. That right hand is down, but he has it cocked because he's going to sledgehammer that shit when he throws it. But he was trying to reach because what he was trying to do, he was jabbing, and Deontay going back in a straight line. Well, he's not in any position to defend himself. So when he does, his shit is looking like this. Literally looking like, you know what I'm saying? And he's doing this shit. So when he's backing and what he's doing, he's looking at the ring. He's watching. And as soon as Deontay gets his back to the ropes, he throws that fucking right hand, and Deontay's all over the place because he's going straight back. Deontay made it easy for him to do that. So he's going to have to correct that. But Fury, 73 pounds he came in, 6'9". That's what he needs to do. He's too fucking big to be backing up and letting Deontay play the hunter. You take Deontay's strengths away. I don't give a shit what Deontay's learned from then to the time the fight come. Your natural instincts kick in when you find yourself in a situation where it's not working the way you're supposed to. That's what you're used to is what you go to. Now, if he can fight a disciplined fight Fury the way he's supposed to, if he can do that, we'll see. But for someone to fight a certain way for so long and get away with it, it's not easy. So we'll see. But Fury definitely needs to do the same thing. I would jab more than he did. And it's also, I wouldn't just throw the jab and stay straight. I would throw the jab and kind of like step off, give Wilder, don't make Wilder get comfortable with being able to counter. Because that's what Wilder needs to do. He needs to make Fury miss and make him pay. Okay? Fury pretty much has to do the same thing and just stay consistent and land those shots. How he did, even like when Wilder, remember when he dropped him with the body shot? Where was Wilder's hands at? Wilder's fucking hands was up here. And he's backing straight up, and as he's turning, pow, through the shot, boom. So, off balance, bam, plus the weight, the weight of the shot. He went down. That's what Fury needs to do. That's what Fury needs to do. Do what he did in the second fight. Come forward. You're the bigger man. I don't give a shit who hits harder. That doesn't even matter. You neutralize what Wilder wants to do, and that's come forward. Keep that distance between y'all. Wilder's not a brawler. That's one of the things I keep hearing y'all say. He's not a fucking brawler. A brawler stand there and bang with you. He is not a brawler. He's a puncher. But that's why Wilder lose so many rounds to lesser fighters before he knock him out, because Wilder doesn't have a game plan other than land the right hand. So when Wilder's coming in, right, when he's coming in, you know how Wilder, he stands there, he keeps his hands here, and when you come in, he just slides back? He doesn't go side to side. He just slides back and keep the distance, but yet he's not landing anything. So all he's doing is taking himself out of punching range. So when he could counter and throw shots, but he doesn't throw combinations. He throws one shot at a time. The only quick 1-2 he throws is the jab, right hand. So you don't want to let Wilder do that. And so, like I said, that's all Fury has to do is what he's been doing and be more responsible on defense. Because, like I said, the second fight, Wilder wasn't giving him anything to worry about. But if Wilder comes in here sharp and he does that same shit, he can counter him and get him the fuck up out of there. So he needs to just keep sharp on his defense. Do what he was doing. I would jab more. I would definitely jab more. I don't know if they're telling Deontay, when he jab, you jab too. They probably think that's the right strategy. To a degree, it is. But because Wilder doesn't throw combinations, what happens when you just throw on the jab? Jab right hand. Where's the uppercut? Where's the body shots? Where's the left hook? Where's the right hook? Where's the check left hand? Where's the trick shots? Where's the feints? All that has to come to play. He can't go in there and just depend on just the right hand. Now, if he landed the right hand and got him out of there, you got the win. That's what matters. But for you to elevate your skills, if it took you to lose to realize, you know what? No, I really do have to go and get my skills up. I have to add to just this. I can't just depend on just jab right hand. If he really understands that and he can and have a game plan where he can follow and be disciplined, it's easier said than done. But if he can do that, then you can have a new WBC world champion. Now, what Wilder needs to do, Wilder needs to add, not just, when I say add to his arsenal, I don't just mean the uppercut, the left hook, the right. He has to add all of that. But the footwork has to be there. Wilder needs to give him angles. Wilder needs to not just stand on a straight angle. The thing that Wilder does right, he fights like a tall man. He stands straight up like a tall guy is supposed to do. Okay? Fury does the same thing. Fury just has more skills. So you have to be prepared for that. When Wilder's coming in, first off, look, let's be real. All right? This is something that people are not overlooking. People keep talking about, they keep comparing Wilder's power to Mike Tyson's power, saying, but they look at the amount of knockouts and look, that's not the fucking case. That's not what's relevant in this situation. Why? First off, Mike Tyson's 5'10". Mike had knockout power in either punch, the hook, the uppercut, you know, the right hand. If he, whatever he caught you with solid, Mike could knock you out with. He had it in both hands. He had a much better all-around skill set than Deontay Wilder. He's short. He needs to get on the inside. Okay? He needs to get on the inside. Fury's only 2 inches taller than Wilder. So this is not a situation where, oh, I'm so tall, I need to get and try to end fight. No, he needs to get close enough. He needs to be able to make Fury miss and make him pick. Every time Fury throw that jab or throw something and he miss, this is why I said I agree to a certain degree. He don't have to try to jab with Fury every time Fury jabs. He can to offset Fury so Fury don't feel comfortable that I can just throw that jab and follow whatever I want. But if he throws that jab and say Wilder slip, bam, catch him to the body. You know, make him miss, make him pay, make him understand. Every time you throw something, I'm ready to counter. All right? And when he's moving in, because he's too light in the ass. This is what y'all don't understand. He's too light in the ass to try to fight. Even though he has power, when have you ever seen Wilder fight and walk fighters down? You know, tangle them or put that weight, walk them down. You don't see fighters doing that shit nowadays, for the most part. Not the heavyweights anyway. You don't see too many of them doing that. Putting that weight on you, walking you down, wearing you out. Fury was doing that. Kept leaning on him. Fury was doing it. Wilder's too light in the ass to fight like that. That's not his fight. Wilder, actually, even though he can punch, he actually fights with a lot of finesse because he likes to stay on the outside. The problem with Wilder is he doesn't put combinations together, so he doesn't really know how to set traps to get you in the throw combinations. It's just, I'm looking to throw the right hand. And he's waiting for it and waiting for it. Explain why he gets outboxed by somebody like Gerald Washington. I mean, Duhampas and Molina, different guys that he knocked out, that he was behind the fight in or was kind of close. Understand, in those fights, these are lesser caliber fighters. But at the same time, he got the knockout. So I don't think he felt like he needed to add these skills that I'm talking about. But when he's coming in and he's, you know, using his jab to keep that space, he throws to the body, he'll throw one shot at a time. But when he does that, he needs to come up top with it. Pop, 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 throw something, slide out of there. Give different angles. Don't throw a punch and be standing right there in front of Fury all the time. He needs to get in, get his shots, use his quickness to get the shots off. And when he gets the shots off, like I said, give a feint, move. Don't stand there. This is not, look, the ego, if the ego makes you think, I'm the bigger puncher, I got to come forward and knock you out, right? That's going to be the wrong fighting this big dude. He's going to have to give Fury angles as far as I'm concerned. When I say get on his toes, I don't mean he got to get and dance like Ali all night. No. He has to get on his toes when he needs to, get that distance, use his shots, use that jab, throw the jab to land it, not to just keep distance, because that's what he does with his jab. It's like he's just trying to keep distance. Throw that jab, pop, pop, double the jab up. You understand what I'm saying? If you're going to counter, double your jab when Fury throws one. But when you go and counter, hit him to the body. You know what I'm saying? Go to the middle on the body. Bam! Throw your shots to where you're not being unpredictable. You understand what I'm saying? And then make Fury, because Fury, even though Fury's coming forward, he's only coming forward because of Deontay Wilder's lack of ability. So if Deontay can correct that shit and Fury's coming forward, And all of a sudden, he's like, damn, this ain't the same fight I fought last time, you know? And he's giving him different looks. And he's, when he make Fury miss and he's coming with those shots, and then he's throwing shots that, you know, meaningful shots. See, that's the thing. He's not used to throwing combinations. It's easy to say he has to do this and that's that and stick to that. It's easy to say that. But he has to do those things to keep himself in the fight. Because the way he fights, even if Fury doesn't knock him out, if it's not a technical knockout or whatever, he's going to lose on points. So he has to be more aggressive, but he has to be busier. He has to be busier. And he has to punish dude, even if it's one hard shot to the body when he makes him miss. You know, even if it's one hard shot up top. And then, you know, but it can't be just one shot. But I'm saying make him miss, make him pay. And if you're going to do that, you got to throw some combinations. Throw them quick where you can get in and get out. You know, but don't stand there and just think, oh, I'm just going to throw nothing but hard shots. And just, that's not his fight. Fury is going to walk him down like he did in the second fight. Fury might add something new. We don't know. So the thing is, Fury knows how to box. So all he's doing is making certain adjustments. Wilder is actually having to add to his arsenal, things that he's not used to doing. So that's where I'm saying he has to have that discipline to be able to fight and understand that, you know what? I'm going to make this guy miss. I'm going to make him pay. I'm going to keep my jab in his face as well. I'm going to punch when I'm ready to punch. When I'm not ready to punch, I'm not standing there to get hit. And when he is in retreat mode, he needs to be able to move, get on his toes, go side to side, you know, spin off, give him different looks. Not put his hands up and just walk straight back to the line. That's what he does. When Wilder does that, if you notice, he doesn't even bend his knees. He stands straight up and just walks straight backwards with his hands up. And that's what Fury was doing. Fury was making it so easy because Fury would just throw that jab, and he like wait till he get to the ropes, and then bam, he's throwing the shot. And anything, and when Wilder's on the ropes, he's leaning. So his shots is he's literally doing this shit. And it's like, nothing behind that. Nothing behind that. So that's what he has to do. Now, I don't know. You know, I can sit here, if I go by what I think from what I see, we can all make predictions on who we think is going to win the fight, whatever. That's not even what I'm here for right now. Who's going to win is going to win. I just want to see a good fight. I hope Wilder's ready. I hope Fury's ready. You know what? We don't want to hear no excuses from either fighter. You lose. That's it. I don't really want to see a fourth one. I really ain't crazy about the third one. Okay? And I know a lot of people feel like they don't want to see the third one. I really don't. But at the same time, I do for this reason. For everything that's been going on, for everything that was said, it doesn't change anything. But now Wilder gets to come in here for redemption. You have a third fight to where first one was called a draw. You lost the second one. Now win the third one. Knowing this situation, they'll probably try to make a fourth one happen. I'm not interested in the fourth fight, to be honest with you. Now, can something happen in the third fight to change my mind? Maybe. But I mean, there's other challenges out there. There's other people out there. I'm not into this. Honestly, one guy fighting 3, 4, 5 times. I mean, I know Ray Robinson did it a lot. Ali did it, you know, with Frazier, Norton. It happens. Riddick Bowen and Holyfield. I'm just really not into all these rematches, man. I mean, this rematch, like I said, looking at everything that went into it, I think is necessary for that reason alone. As far as people, you know, saying, oh, you know, as far as allegations and Fury cheated and yada yada, look, if Fury loses this fight, Fury would probably want a fourth fight because he want to break, you know, okay, you got me once, I got you once. First one was a draw. I want to even that up and get my belt back. If Wilder loses, there's no reason for a fourth fight. Simple. There's no reason. Now, if Wilder does lose, let's break this down. If he does lose, then what's next for Wilder? Who does he fight next? Does he take somebody as a tune-up? Does he go back to the drawing board? Let's cherry pick, see what I look like with the new skills, or or does he pick another top fighter? And if so, who? Now, if Fury loses, he's the champ. So we know there's going to be a rematch clause. I already know. So there would be a fourth fight if Fury lost. So this is a lot of pressure on Wilder, more so than Fury, because, yeah, Fury wants to keep his title. But if he lose, okay, we got one more. If Wilder lose this fight, there's no reason for a fourth fight. I mean, for what? What reason? So this time, when they fight, we don't want to hear nothing about no glove gate. We don't want to hear nothing about a dented skull. We don't want to hear nothing about boar meat. We don't want to hear nothing about a photographer. This is about two fighters going in the ring. Okay, two grown-ass men going in the ring, knowing ahead of time what the task is. So they need to both be prepared mentally and physically. So when this fight happens, at the end of the day, ignorant people are going to be ignorant. People who look for excuses and try to find an easy way out of something, they're losers in life. Let's just be realistic. They're losers. They're gonna always, but it's because it's just like you leaving your house to go to work every morning and you keep going late. Man, it's the goddamn traffic. It's this and this. Leave early, motherfucker. Stop leaving at the last minute. Leave early. They blame everybody except, man, you know what? That's on me. I should have left earlier. That's all that is. These are people that just make stupid, dumb decisions, and these are the people that go through life looking for pity. We all have our ups and downs, me included. Aries ain't perfect. Everybody, all of us have our ups and downs in life. But it's like when I hear all these excuses, and even now, the fight, it's been 7 months now since the last fight. We should be getting towards the next fight. Everybody keep bringing up the old fights, the old shit, but not even the fight. It's not even the fight itself. It's the claims of this happened, that happened, because they can't let go. That's the last thing that Wilder needs to do. And I don't believe he is. That's why Wilder's training and doing what he has to do. He's not even addressing the bullshit. We just need a clear-cut winner. That's all. The way I see it, man, to be honest with you, with all those excuses and allegations, it makes this fight feel like it's holding up the other fights that could be going on and should be going on, because we keep getting these rematches. And it's like, come on, man, enough is enough. So I feel like, yeah, this can be redemption for Deontay. Now, if he wins, and let's say Dillian Whyte wins his fight, then we finally get Deontay versus Whyte. Understand that. We finally get that. Now, should AJ handle his business and he win his fight, whenever Usyk and Chisora fights, whoever wins that is going to be the mandatory for AJ, right? Or if, let's say if Chisora wins, is he going to become the mandatory? He should, right? And you know why I'm saying this is because how many times have you heard somebody say, I want to see AJ versus Chisora? So AJ has two fights he's juggling with. So this way, if Deontay does win, or if Fury won, by the time he fights Dillian Whyte or Povetkin, it kind of measures up to where now it's time for AJ versus Usyk or Chisora, right? And if they win, then we all get what we want. We know who we want to see fight. So, you know, we know who, like, look, for the record, I'm always like, may the best man win. Now, the fighters who I want to see win, of course, I want to see them win. But it's not going to be a thing like everybody wants to see Wilder versus AJ. But that only makes sense right now if he beats Fury. And then fight Whyte, because I believe Whyte deserved that shot. If he loses, you don't lose, then just walk into another title shot. You understand what I'm saying? It makes no sense. We want to see that fight. Yeah, I want to see AJ versus Fury too. Now, the British people want to see it on British soil. I don't care where they fight. I just want to see the fight. They can fight in fucking Albuquerque, New Mexico for all I care. I don't care where they fight. I just want to see the fight. At the end of the day, we want to see AJ versus Fury. We want to see AJ versus Wilder. We've already had AJ versus Dillian Whyte. We've already had Wilder versus Fury. That's the one fight everybody wants to see. I believe overall, well, I really can't say people want to see Wilder and AJ more. I know in America they probably do. Now, over in the UK, I'm pretty sure they want to see AJ versus Fury more than they want to see Wilder versus AJ. But at the same time, and for undisputed on top of that, that makes it that much sweeter. Everything's on the line. Now, I personally want to see AJ versus Wilder. I think that's a fight that if it doesn't happen, that will be the equivalent of Ali never fighting Frazier, or Foreman, or Leonard never fighting Hagler. You understand? Those fights need to happen. They need to happen. So, anyway, that being said, May the best man win. We see what's going to happen, and this is what my focus is on. I don't give a shit about none of this other shit anymore. People keep bringing shit up. I done seen a ton of videos already that I just click right past. All more allegations, more. I'm like, you motherfuckers are so childish, man. Don't let these fucking people prevent you from enjoying a good fight. Because in all honesty, win, lose, or draw, you know they always say we get a good fight, right? Everybody wins. The fans win, right? You can't win when you have a fighter that you want to see win, have all this bullshit attached to his name, and that's what you're focusing on. Looking for some controversy, looking for some bullshit. No, focus on the fight. That's what I'm talking about, man. I don't care nothing about all this other shit. So anyway, on that note, that's all I'm going to say in this video. Catch y'all on the next one.